Welcome to Marvel Rewind, a Marvel Champions Retrospective Series. In this series, I will be tasked with defeating every villain in order, progressing from the core set to the latest release. The catch? I'm only allowed to use cards released up until that point. After defeating the villain, they each will be ranked in terms of their difficulty, determined by the cards available at the time. Thematic matchups, crazy boost effects, and sinister encounter cards await. Tune in every Tuesday for new episodes of Marvel Rewind. What's going on, guys? It's Char here, back with another episode of Marvel Rewind, a Marvel Champions Retrospective Series. Now, in today's episode, we are at the end of the Sinister Motives expansion box, taking on none other than the infamous, the scary, and the symbiotized Venom Goblin, with none other than Spider-Ham. This is an interesting matchup today for sure, but let's go ahead and get down to the table and see how it goes. Okay, so here we are down at the table. Now, this is the matchup we've all been waiting for. We've got Spider-Ham, we've got Venom Goblin. We are getting to that last box fight of the Sinister Motives expansion box. To say I'm looking forward to it might not be the most true statement, but it must be done regardless. Venom Goblin has taken over New York, and we do have to fight back here. So I'm just going to be like stack shuffling my player deck real quick as I talk through Venom Goblin a little bit. So Venom Goblin is definitely a hero, villain, whose reputation kind of precedes him. He's often touted with Ronin as one of the top two strongest villains in the entire game. Whichever one you think is stronger, I think there's an argument for both. Venom Goblin starts off with a ton of tempo, but then I think is I would say a lot more manageable than Ronin is. But I think Venom Goblin, correct me if I'm wrong, actually scales better into multiplayer because of how quickly that threat balloons, and like all the main schemes go up by 1 per player, then 4 per player. So you're getting instead of 4 threat a turn, you're getting like 12 at 4 player because it goes on each main scheme. Whereas Ronin in multiplayer, his extra encounter card only ever affects the first person. So as the player count goes up, his gimmick of like having extra encounter cards really doesn't change that much. Obviously, he gets much stronger because he gets to flip the fanaticism more often, and he gets to he still has those really high base stats, and getting rid of his universal weapon is kind of tough unless you have a character that can remove it from the game, because he will usually reveal it as a boost card even if you try and get rid of it for a round, and then you might not even get a ton of stuff out of your confuse or stun or whatnot. So again, it can go back and forth, but we have our player deck shuffled up, and let's talk through Venom Goblin real quick. So obviously we're not playing on standard, we're playing on expert here. So he starts off with steady and toughness, and then one reveal, give each player 2 face down encounter cards, and then on his stage 3, it's give each player 3 face down encounter cards, which is absolutely crazy and super scary in my opinion. He comes in with a tough status card, and he has 18 per player hit points, which is just going to be 18 because we're playing solo. So if we want to know how to actually do a setup, we actually have to look at the environment Skies Over New York here. It's on the back of it. It says Venom Goblin 2 and 3 for playing on expert mode, and for our encounter sets, what we have to use is the Venom Goblin encounter set, which is this one, Symbiotic Strength, which is this one, and then the Goblin Gear encounter set as our one recommended modular encounter set. In addition to that, we need the standard and expert set along with our obligations, which we've got right here. So now we'll just go ahead and shuffle this stuff up while we keep talking through the setup. So essentially, when you flip this over, it says, well, as part of the setup, it says to put Lower Manhattan. So I'm just going to put them in order from lower, midtown, and upper, from left to right, essentially. So we'll go ahead and move that over here. So we'll have lower, midtown, and then upper Manhattan. These don't have anything on the back, or well, they do, but that kind of ties into the loose condition of the scenario. And then place the glider counter on Midtown Manhattan, and then flip. So we'll use this as a glider counter, and then flip this card and set it aside. So I don't think we really need to see this card at all, but essentially there's a constant environment called Skies Over New York. It says player cards that affect the main scheme to apply to any main scheme, and counter cards that affect the main scheme only apply to the scheme with the glider counter, including the placing of acceleration tokens. Each main scheme accumulates threat each round according to acceleration value and any acceleration tokens on that scheme. So it's basically like a rules reminder card. I won't actually put this. It's just going to take up space in the game area in my opinion, so we don't really need to see it. Essentially, it's just a bit of ruling clarifications because the main scheme is only the one truly with a glider counter when it comes to the enemies and counter cards. And then for our player cards, the main scheme can be any of the three. So like sometimes there'll be cards that say like remove 2 threat from the main scheme. We get to choose, but it's kind of like the villain does it. It's whatever the glider counter's on. You might be wondering, what is this glider counter all about? And I was too. Again, I don't play this villain very often. I think I have less than 5 plays on him, so I had to brush up on like glider counter rulings and stuff like that. So in addition to dealing 2 face down and counter cards at the start, he has this ability called Claim the Throne, which is a forced response. After Venom Goblin activates against you, you move the glider counter to the main scheme with the least threat. Then you resolve its special ability. So all of these main schemes have threat on them or special abilities on them. So Lower Manhattan says place 1 threat on each scheme. If a symbiote environment is in play, place 1 additional threat on this scheme. Midtown Manhattan says take 2 indirect damage. If a symbiotic environment or a symbiote environment is in play, take 1 additional indirect damage. And Upper Manhattan says as a special, discard 1 card from your hand. If a symbiote environment is in play, discard the top 4 cards from your deck. So they all have like pretty varying degrees of nasty effects. I think the discarding the card is usually the worst one, but it really does depend on this board state and kind of the hero you're playing. And then when these pop, instead of instantly losing the game, they flip over. So here's an example: Lower Manhattan environment, location symbiote. When revealed, you move the glider counter on each acceleration token from here to the main scheme with the least threat. And then if there's at least 2 symbiote environments in play, the players lose the game. So essentially we can let one of these pop, but by letting it pop, it makes the other special effects on the other environments worse. And if another one of them pops, we instantly lose the game. So there's a ton going on in this scenario. I think I'm pretty up to date on my glider rulings. It's kind of weird. Patrol and Crisis Icon only affect the main scheme with the glider counter on it, which is something in the rule book. Also, it's not forced. The glider counter isn't forced to move. So when it does this check after he activates against you, move the glider counter to the main scheme with the least threat. If it's currently on the main scheme with the least threat, it doesn't actually have to move, which is not how I ruled it before. I thought it always did have to move. So it doesn't actually have to move, so you can just like really, thwart out one specific one that you want to get hit by so that you can consistently get like whatever effect is better for the hero or the situation or the board state at the time. So when I played it, I think on the live stream last week, even if this had like 1 threat and this had like 4 and this one had 5, I would always have to move. I would always move it to the 4 because I'm like, oh, it has to move. It technically does not have to move, which I did not know. Okay, that was a lot of yapping. Let's go ahead and cut to the game where we get a win. If you don't see the cards move around, it was the first try, but something's telling me it probably won't because I'm not super familiar with the villain, so I'll go ahead and see you there. Okay, so we actually didn't put any of the threat on, but let's go ahead and do that real quick. I'm sure we'll do that. So that starts with 1 per player. This starts with 2 per player, and then I think this last one starts with 0. I'm just going to take all of the threat dice out at the moment because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need them throughout the game. No point in reaching over to the left. We get to do is when revealed ability, which is deal each player 2 face down encounter cards. So that's going to be 2 for us. And now we can go ahead and start. So we are Spider-Ham here. We are arguably one of the strongest heroes in the game, if not the strongest. He has 5 recovery, 12 hit points, 6 hand size. He has a response cartoon power. After you make a basic recovery, place 1 toon counter on Peter Porker. And now you might be wondering, well, what the heck is a toon counter? What do the toon counters do? And it might be one of the most insane mechanics in the game, because on the hero side, it says each toon counter on Spider-Ham can be spent as if it were a wild resource. And then we have Spider Nonsense response. After Spider-Ham takes any amount of damage, place 1 toon counter on him. Doesn't have to be from an attack. It can be own self-inflicted damage, which we will see very shortly here. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy, but the whole idea here is that we want to be able to survive this big tempo push against us the first turn and try and build and stabilize against Venom Goblin in order to find the win here. So let's go ahead and see if we can do that. So let's drop 6 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so we have some cards here. I don't really know if we need any of these, though. I feel like we keep White Tiger and Mulligan 5. Is that crazy? This just gives us a damage, which we don't really need to get down this deck path. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to Mulligan 5, keep White Tiger here. Avengers, Petulant Pig, make Fury, make the call, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1 more, the Triskelion. Okay. Cool. So this is probably a better hand, I would think. So I think we want to just go ahead and see what we can do here. No doubles makes this kind of rough. I would love to get the mansion down. I just don't know. I think we might actually just do that. So maybe if we go, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe if we spend these 3 resources, let's do that. And then let's play down White Tiger. So she has an ability after you play her, draw X cards equal to the villain stage number. He's on stage 2, so we can go ahead and draw 2 cards here. We actually drew into an energy, this is like a really greedy play, but I think it actually worked out well for us. I think we want to actually, we can play down Nick Fury, draw 3 more, but then we lose the mansion. Is that worth doing? Or do we set up the mansion just so we can have really good turns in the future? I think we'll set up the mansion here. Let's spend 4. Let's get down Avengers Mansion. So that's going to be pretty good with us as a draw engine. Let's just exhaust it to draw a card here. We drew into Maria Hill. I guess we don't really want to keep that, but let's flip up here. I think we want to take the indirect damage for sure. So we want this to be the lowest. Right, so we want to leave this threat on Lower Manhattan, I think, or we can just put threat on the scheme. Actually, let's just throw them both off. Let's have White Tiger thwart for 2, and then let's have Spider-Ham thwart for 1. So the thing about it is that if all of the schemes are tied for the least, it does actually have to move, but if there was one that was the lowest guaranteed, it doesn't have to move. I think that's the best we can do. I think we'll just ready up here, and we'll probably take the Lower Manhattan, place 1 threat on each scheme. So we'll drop here 5 cards, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got Hogwashed. Okay, we've got some decent cards in hand here. We got our organic webbing, which could be really good for us. So all of the main schemes are going to go up by 1. So by 1, by 1, by 1. Venom Goblin is going to activate against us. He has a base attack of 3. We'll go ahead and block this White Tiger here for 5 damage. So White Tiger is going to be defeated. Then what's going to happen is we have to resolve. So the glider counter is going to go ahead and move here. Let's move it to Lower Manhattan. So we're going to place 1 threat on each scheme. So go to 2, this will go to 2, and this will go to 2. Now we have 3 encounter cards to deal with. So let's go ahead and start that. First one. Limitless Supply comes with 5. Each tech attachment has Surge. Okay, this is not great. Let's see, next one. Symbiotic Monstrosity with Retaliate 1, Steady, and Toughness. Okay, and then the last one is Festering Mass. While there are no symbiote environment cards in play, this card gains the symbiotic trait. So now, yeah, this guy has +3 hit points because of that. But now it is back to us. Okay, so we actually didn't take any damage here, which can be seen as pretty unfortunate. Let's draw off Avengers first, see what we can find. Ironheart. I think we actually have to spend Maria right here. Because we can survive the Symbiotic Monstrosity and the Festering Mass and stuff like that. The problem is this Limitless Supply, I think. So we'll spend a resource there. Let's get down Clarity of Purpose. Now this is the card that goes crazy for us here. So what we can do is we can exhaust this, deal 1 damage to a character, and generate a wild resource. Whenever we take damage, we actually make a tune counter. So what I want to do is generate a resource here. It's going to give us a tune counter. We're going to take a damage, but it's going to generate us a tune counter. And I think we're just going to go ahead and spend it for the Hogwashed. So it says we're going to remove a tune counter. I don't actually know if the timing works out like that. I hope it does. Loudly read this card's flavor text. Choose to either deal 5 damage to a minion or remove 5 threat from a side scheme. So I'm going to say this pretty loudly. Head from warning. Pow, bam, whack, smack, boink. So we're going to do that. Limitless Supply is out of here. I'm going to try to follow the flavor text to the best of my ability. So bear with me if that's a bit loud. So that's going to go ahead and go away. Then we're going to do, we're gonna have Ironheart here. Let's spend a double resource to play down. Yeah, the power in all of us is a double to play down Ironheart. So when she enters play from my hand, we get to draw a card. So that's pretty cool. I'd love to make the call on organic webbing here. I think we will do that. What do I want to do with my thwarting though is the thing. So this is going to count as a symbiotic environment, which sucks, which means we're going to take 3 indirect damage. But I think that's fine for us. What we want to do is... this is interesting. I'd love to play like Nick Fury so we can break this tough and maybe get this monstrosity out of here. I don't know if it's worth clearing the festering mass. I think we have to let the thwart tick up a little bit. Let's do some work on the festering mass here. So let's thwart for 3 off of this and drop it down to 2. And then Ironheart's going to take a consequential here. And I think, do we hold both of these in hand? What do we have? We do have Nick Fury. One of our make the calls already gone. I think we do just hold 2 cards here and just ready up. Okay. So drop 1, 2, 3. Okay, we found a cartoon physics. We still have our organic webbing. I think we're going to be spending most of our swinging. Well, getting the symbiotic monstrosity out of here would be pretty good. Because he's just going to add 3 threat, but we'll see what we can do. It's going to go up to 3, up to 3, up to 3. And then, oh, actually this one goes up to 4 because of the acceleration icon. So now Venom Goblin's going to activate against us. We have to, I think we're going to block this here. So base of 3. Just 3 damage here. Ironheart is defeated. Then what's going to happen is the symbiotic monstrosity is going to go ahead and hit us for 2. We'll take it down to 9. We're going to get a tune counter because we took damage. Got an encounter card here. I really want a hot dog. Flip to alter ego. Exhaust Peter Porker and remove 1 tune counter. Remove I really want a hot dog from the game. Or you are stunned. So I'm going to choose to flip to alter ego here. Do I do that? I definitely can't exhaust. I know that for sure. So I think, yeah, we will just flip alter ego here, and I think we'll get stunned. I think that's going to be our choice. So we'll just discard that, and we'll take the stun here. Yeah, we can't really deal with the tempo loss from the exhaust here, I think. So we'll do that, and that's back to us. I think we're going to draw off Avengers here first. Okay, this double definitely helps us out a little bit. It just opens up some options for us. I don't think we need to recover just yet. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to flip up here. Let's do a Clarity of Purpose to generate a wild. That's going to give us a tune counter, but we're going to also spend that tune counter. So hold on, that was 1 resource from here, 1 resource from the tune counter. Then we'll spend this double for 2 more for Make the Call. We have 4 resources. You know who's going to be coming out from our discard pile. We've got Nick Fury here. So what we want him to do is actually draw us 3 cards. It's the classic Nick Fury play. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we have some good cards in our hand here. We do still have a tune counter to use. So I think we want to get down Captain America here. This will be really good for us. So I think we should just spend these 3. Get down Captain America. So as a response, after he enters play, give someone a high 5. I will go get an actual one later. Place 1 tune counter on your identity and shuffle 1 Spider-Ham card from your discard pile into the deck. Okay. So Swinging Web Pig might be really good here. Petulant Pig, I'm not. I think Swinging Web Pig has to be it because we'd like to take out the symbiotic monstrosity. It's looking like next turn at this rate. So we'll just go ahead and shuffle that up. So we'll do that. And then what we want to do is, do I get down the organic webbing this turn? So I want to go ahead and spend 1 resource, 1 tune counter to get down my organic webbing. So I have +1 thwart now. So I have 3 thwart, which is really nice. I think we need to get the cartoon physics down, right? It kind of sucks because we have to spend our last counter, but we will get another one off the monstrosity. So I think we'll go ahead and spend the last counter here. Get down to cartoon physics. This card is insanely good. When your identity will take any amount of damage, we can discard this card, wiggle my body, and prevent all the one that damage, which is super fun and funny. Okay, so now we're going to have to deal with threat on the board. So I think we're going to have Nick Fury go ahead and, should he swing on the monstrosity and break this tough is the question. Because he will have 1 extra hit point. I think the answer is yes. I think we're going to have Nick Fury break this tough here. He's going to take a retaliate and a consequential. We'll have Captain America knock out this festering mass. It's going to go in the discard pile. And then he'll have a consequential on him. And then I think we need to start thwarting. Place one third on each scheme. No, we want to do it on Midtown. We want to take indirect here, I think, because we can recover next turn. So we'll go ahead and take 3 off of Midtown Manhattan. And I think that's going to be it for us. We're just going to ready up here. So hopefully that works out pretty well for us. Let's go ahead and draw up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we do have the Web of Life and Destiny. We have team building. We might just be getting Spider-Man down here. It's probably better than Nick Fury right now. But we'll see what happens. So all these are going to go up by 1, and then by 1. He's going to go ahead and activate against us. We're going to block this with Nick Fury here. It's a base of 3. Give the villain 2 additional boost cards for this activation. 3. Okay, that was just 4 damage. Nick Fury's defeated. He's going to go ahead and move the glider counter here to the one with the least threat, which is his Claim the Throne. So we'll go ahead and move it here to Midtown Manhattan, and we're going to take 2 indirect damage here. We'll just take it onto our identity. That gives us a tune counter. And then the symbiotic monstrosity is going to attack us. It's going to give us we're going to take 2 damage, get another tune counter. And then we've got an encounter card to deal with. So let's see. Cut off guard. Discard an upgrade or support you control. I have a clarity in hand, right? I think we just get rid of that. Yeah, that's okay. We'll get rid of the clarity of purpose. We actually drew into our other one. Okay, and that's back to us. It's not looking bad. We definitely want to be doing some thwarting this turn if we can, but hopefully we can flip down, heal, and then get some stuff going for us. Okay, let's go ahead and draw off the mansion here into an I don't think so. This is a treachery cancel, but only in hero mode. So I think that's pretty safe for us to spend for the clarity of purpose here. It comes in ready. So we do have 2. We want to get down the Web of Life and Destiny for sure. This is just like a card that really, ups our turns and what we're able to do. I think we just have to keep... man, I really don't want to leave the symbiotic monstrosity up is the problem. He's playing Nick Fury to play here. You deal 4 damage to an enemy, stay up another turn. If we deal 4 damage to an enemy, stay up another turn, he can swing onto him to knock out the monstrosity. I think Nick Fury's actually the play here. We hold Spider-Man in hand for next turn, it looks like. I'm trying to think. I think that's the best we can do. Quick water break. Because, yeah, we don't want to flip down with this extra 2 scheme right now. And we've actually been doing a pretty good job of stabilizing and whatnot. We've got a cartoon physics for protection here in case he gets a big attack. So I think we will end up doing that. So let's spend clarity of purpose. So we want to play clarity of purpose. Let's go ahead and exhaust this. Sorry, we want to play down Nick Fury again. So we're going to go ahead and exhaust this. We're going to take a damage. That's 1 resource. That's going to generate a tune counter here up to 2. So we have 1 resource, and then we'll make this for 2, and then we can do 3, 4. So yeah, leave us at 1 counter here. Right? Yeah. So that's 1, 2, and then 2 counters. Yeah, we're going to play Nick Fury again here. So, but we're actually not going to use his ability to draw us cards. We're actually going to do it to deal 4 damage to an enemy. So let's go ahead and deal 4 to the monstrosity, and he will swing for 2 here to just KO him because he only has 6 health right now because there's no symbiotic environment in play. So that's really good for us. He's only going to have 1 consequential because he doesn't take the retaliate. We still have Spider-Man in hand here, so we can play him next turn. We can just like thwart for 6 here, but I don't think it's worth it. I think we'll still keep this for the economy. So what we want to do here is we still want to take... Do we still want to take indirect is the question. It can be really scary, but I think we're going to heal down and heal up 2 turns in a row, so it's probably worth it. Let's go ahead and thwart for 2 off of Upper Manhattan, and then thwart for 3 off of, off of Lower Manhattan. And I think that's going to be it for us. We have Spider-Man in hand. Yeah, let's go ahead and ready up here. Okay, so it's going pretty well so far. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So ham it up doesn't seem like it's going to have a ton of worth here. Might be able to thwart for 2. So it does look like we are just playing Spider-Man with this hand. I like Petulant Pig here. I mean, actually, we can have Captain America maybe tank that hit for us because we're going to be flipping down, draw up some cards, maybe keep building here. So we'll just see what happens. All of them are going to go up by 1. It's going to go up to 2. It's going to go up to 3. Then we have an encounter card. We'll block this 3, 4, 5 damage here into Nick Fury. That's okay. Then the glider counter is going to move to the scheme with the least threat. This one has the least. We're going to take 2 indirect here, so we'll go down to 2 health. You get a counter here. Now we have the enraged symbiote. So this is a super good turn for us. That's basically a nothing encounter card here. That's pretty exciting. Okay. What do we want to do now? Oh, we don't want to play Petulant Pig, in my opinion, actually, because he's going to deal 2 more indirect to us, and I think we actually get defeated there. So maybe we don't want to do that. So instead, what I think we'll do is I think we'll just do a Clarity of Purpose. It's going to generate a wild. It's going to give us another toon counter here, but then we'll spend 2 of them. So that's 3 wild resources. We'll declare them for the right ones to play down Spider-Man, Peter Parker here. So that's pretty good for us. Actually, instead of doing it like that, let's get our counters. Let's put these back up to 3, I think. Yeah, because I would have been up at 3. Let's spend the Clarity of Purpose here to take a damage to play down Cartoon Physics, right? And then we'll spend the Petulant Pig here. Sorry, ham it up. We'll remove 1 threat from a scheme for each toon counter. We can basically end up thwarting for 3 here. Could probably thwart for 3 off of Lower Manhattan, I think, pretty comfortably. Then we'll spend all 3 of our toon counters here to go ahead and play down Spider-Man, because I think this is going to be the best play. Let's draw up actually off Avengers Mansion first. I guess we'll just play down Ghost Spider. I mean, we have the resources for it, so yeah, it doesn't really change anything. We will have Spider-Man. Actually, we will spend these 3 resources to play down Ghost Spider. Have her swing for 2 into the symbiote here. She'll take a consequential. Then we want Captain America to do stuff for sure. I think what we're going to do here is we're going to thwart for 3, right? Yeah. Thwart for 3 here. Just 0 out that main. We'll have Spider-Man go ahead and thwart for 2. It's going to go ahead and, he's going to take a consequential, but it's going to ready our identity here. So that'll be pretty cool. And then we'll have Captain America. I think we can just have him swing for 2 here and break this tough status. So now we can finally start doing some damage to Venom Goblin here. And I think we're going to have to flip down for sure. And we're going to recover by 5 here. It's going to bring us from 2 all the way up to 7. Then we're going to get a toon counter for our troubles. So that's going to come back. I shouldn't have moved the green toon counters. And I think that's going to be it. So we have 2 cartoon physics down. We have our organic webbing. Yeah, we're just going to ready up here. And maybe we can start actually trying to deal some damage to Venom Goblin. Draw up 6 cards here. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Cool. We can get a helicarrier, maybe set up a daily beagle. It'd be really good going into the next stage. So all these are going to go up by 1 here. And then, so the glider counter is on Midtown, so he's going to go ahead and scheme here for base of 2, 3, 4. So it's going to go up to 5. Then what's going to happen is it's going to move to the scheme with the least threat. So we can either choose to place 1 threat on each scheme or discard a card from my hand. I think I'll choose the discard here. I don't think I want to, raise the threat if I don't have to. We'll remove... Honestly, I think we want to hold across the Spider-Verse so we can replay Peter. Swinging Web Kig our worst card? I think it is. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Alright, and then we have 1 encounter card here. For improvised weapons. So he has that plus icon there. And we had to spend 3, basically the rainbow resources here to get rid of it. And that's back to us. So I think we're just going to take the time while we have it to just heal up to full here. So we're going to go back up to 12. We get another toon counter, which is pretty good for us. I don't know if we actually want to play the helicarrier right now. Now that I'm looking at my hand. Let's go ahead and draw off this Avengers here. The power in all of us. Okay, so now I think that changes that if we want to play the helicarrier or not. We do have an extra encounter card this turn. Yeah, I think now we definitely want to play the helicarrier. Alright, shuffling up here. Alright, got all that. I think we might try and spend some time to break our stun this turn. I'm just not sure if we will. So we do have Warrior of the Great Web. I don't know if that's super important to get up right now. So what I want to do is kind of spend... I just don't think we have the resources to do what I want to do. Because I really want to get the Daily Beagle out. And get the tune counter. I just don't think it's going to happen. Like, I can get it down. It's just not going to happen the way I want it. So I think that's fine. Let's spend this triple, or these 3 resources to get down the helicarrier. That's going to come into play. Ready. Yeah, we're just not going to get the exhaust off the Daily Beagle, which I think is okay for us. So what I want to do then is... I think we just flip up here, right? Yeah. So I'm going to flip up. I'm going to flip up here. I'm going to go ahead and spend Helicarrier to reduce the cost of the Daily Beagle by 1, and then Clarity of Purpose. Let's take a damage here. And we get a tune counter. And then let's get down the Daily Beagle here as an alter ego action. We can go ahead and exhaust this. Remove a place 1 tune counter on Peter Porker. So when we flip down, we can actually get like 4 resources now, which is super good. We do have 3 tune counters on our identity, so let's just spend a ham it up to go ahead and thwart, I guess, this one for 3. Bring it down to 2. So that's gonna be really good. I think we'll hold Across the Spider-Verse in our hand. Then I guess we can just start. I mean, we could just remove all of our tune counters just to lower the improvised weapons. I guess it's something we could consider. I just don't think we'll do it right now. So I think what we'll do is, I think we'll have Peter actually swing for 2 here. Bring him down to 16. And then I think that's going to ready us up. I think we want to actually... No, let's have Peter thwart for 2. Let's have Ghost Spider swing for 2. Yes, that's what we want to do. And then so we leave it at 16. And then we're actually going to attack here to break our stun. So we'll just go ahead and get that out of here. So something that we don't have to worry about anymore. We'll keep the Across the Spider-Verse in hand. And I think we'll just ready up here. We're going to have Ghost Spider go ahead and block for us this turn because... she can find us a treachery cancel, which would be really good. So all these are going to go up by 1. Venom Goblin's going to go ahead and activate against us. We'll block this with Ghost Spider, so that's a base of 3. Resolve the special ability of the scheme with the glider counter. Well, first I need to draw 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 cards in hand. So we're resolving the special ability of the scheme with the glider counter. So this one is discard 1 card from your hand. So let's get rid of Machine Man here. So he is still just attacking for 4. Ghost Spider is going to be defeated. So there's a interrupt and response. So I think the interrupt happens first. So when Ghost Spider leaves play, switch your deck for an identity specific event. As long as it's not the top card, okay, that's fine. I don't think it really mattered then, because I'm just looking for the treachery cancel here. So we'll do that. And then as a response, after a Web Warrior ally leaves play, choose a player. That player draws a card. I'm not super clear on the timing. Sure, it doesn't make a huge difference either way, but we're going to shuffle up here. And we're also going to get to draw because a Web Warrior ally left play. So we get a Swinging Web Pig. Okay, not bad. Then what's going to happen is, let's see here. Then we got 2 encounter cards to deal with. Oh, no. We have to move the glider counters. It's going to move the one with the least there. We're going to take 2 indirect here. So we'll take it on our identity. We're going to get a tune counter for that, up to 4. And we have 2 encounter cards here. So first one, that's a Venom Goblin. Spend these triple resources to remove this card. We are 1. What does this say? When you reveal a card from the encounter deck, remove 1 tune counter and say, I don't think so. Do we spend it on this is the question. Kind of do have the economy to just pay to remove it. I think it's like the same thing, right? This is 1 tune. It costs 1. It's a card from my hand, and it's a toon counter, so it costs 3 resources anyway, so I think that's fine. We'll just attach it to him. The second one, see, this is why we don't cancel that one. I do not want to deal with this. So I'm going to go ahead and spend a resource here. I guess we'll take it all off of my identity. So let's just do when you reveal a card. So it costs 1, and we're also going to spend a toon counter. I don't think so. In my best Spider-Ham voice, I don't think so. Cancel the effects of the card. Discard it. Yeah, under fire is not happening today. Nope. Sorry. That is not happening. Okay. That's back to us. So we got some economy for sure. Let's draw off Avengers here. Nick Fury. I think we just always play this, right? So we'll just go, this is a double resource. Sorry, we'll do a helicarrier first, a double resource, and then I guess a swinging web pig for 4. Let's draw, actually keep the swinging web pig. Let's do a clarity of purpose. We get a toon counter. So yeah, it would have been double resource. Helicarrier would have made him 3 costs, and then 1 more with the clarity. And so it would be down an 8, and then we'll use the ability to draw 3 cards here. 2, 3. Okay. Now we definitely want to get rid of the We Are One for sure. We don't actually have our hammer yet, so we don't have damage we can really do, realistically speaking. So, well, we get to draw off Spider-Man here anyway, so let's go ahead and do have Spider-Man. Oh no, we need to use our activation first. Let's go ahead and thwart for 3, I guess, off of Upper Manhattan here. Test Spider-Man thwart for 2. That's gonna ready us up. That's gonna make him leave play, and then when Spider-Man leaves play, we can draw off of the Web of Life and Destiny. So we found White Tiger here. Play the White Tiger is the question. I think the answer is yes. Play White Tiger. We can also play Peter down. So sure, let's go for it. Let's go ahead and play White Tiger. She's gonna draw us 2 more cards here. 1, 2. Have a Ham It Up. We have Petulant Pig. I don't think we need to keep cycling our deck here. I think we should deal with the threats on the board and hopefully get us to a point where we can start pushing. So I think that's gonna be our call for now. Maybe we can even have enough resources to do a swinging web pig here. So I think we're just gonna start actually damaging Venom Goblin here, which I didn't know I was ready or like built up enough. But so actually let's play it safe. So let's get down everything that we can. Let's get a team building exercise down for sure. We're just getting everything down we can so that I don't think we have enough damage to actually burst Venom Goblin with Spider-Ham. I mean, how much health does he have on? 21, so it's not impossible. 612. We need all of our swinging web pigs in hand though, which is our problem, or a mass attack. And if we had a lot of allies on the board, I just don't think it's super likely here. So we'll just wait for our hammer to come back to us. It's not in the discard, right? That was the first time through. Yeah, okay. Our hammer is not in the discard here. So I think we'll across. So I think first things first, actually, we have to trying to think. We need to get rid of this for sure. So let's just spend our 3 toon counters here to get rid of We Are One. It's just not a card we can really deal with super efficiently here. Maybe we keep the swinging web pig in hand and try and do a big burst later. Do we have one in the discard? No, I think maybe that's going to be the plan. Have our allies try and push damage and then do what we can otherwise. I don't know. I don't know if that's actually smart to do. Let's just play the Across the Spider-Verse here. We're gonna exhaust a Web Warrior card, which will be our that, and then we'll get down Spider-Man Peter Parker once again. Spend 2 resources for that. Oh wait, how did we actually spend that? Oh yeah, it was the Ham It Up and Petulant Pig. So Spider-Man's gonna enter play here. Again, do we just flip down here? Maybe heal up, keep some cards in our hand, and try and push damage. We can heal up and then do this. He just puts threat on the main. I don't I don't actually know. Oh, this is tough. Okay, I don't think I want to discard the Swinging Web Pig, but we also don't have a ton of tune counters on us right now. We have a Maria Hill by any chance. I guess we couldn't even play her if we did. I think we will just end up keeping 2 cards. I'm kind of stalling on this a little bit, so I think we'll just push damage to the best of our ability here. We'll swing 2 for... Oh, sorry. Not him first. We only have 1 attack. That's kind of the problem. Is it worth doing? I think we'll just thwart. Just clear... 0 out all the mains. We'll swing 2 for 6 here. Oh, no, we don't want to flip down because we have Nick Fury, right? We'll deal 6 damage, though. And then he will ready us up. And then I guess we just swing for 1. Yeah. He'll be down to 9 health here. There's no retaliate as of yet, so we're kind of chilling. 1, 1, and then 1 here. So I think that's going to be it. I think we just hold... I think we just hold these cards here and then draw up. Yeah, we do want to use the Nick Fury block, so let's do that. 2, 3, 4. Okay, SPDR is really good here with the team building and whatnot, so hopefully that'll be a really good recurring engine that we can get running. We have 2 of our 3 Swinging Web Pigs, so I think we will have a chance to try and burst him in one phase coming up. He does have a tough status we need to worry about, though. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so they're all going to go up by 1. 1, 1, 1. He's going to go ahead and attack us. We'll block this in Nick Fury. It's base of 3. Okay, Enraged Symbiote's going to come into play. So he's knocked out. So then after he attacks... Oh, this guy's going to hit us for 2. We'll just take it here. We get a tune counter. And then... yeah, he did 2 damage. And then, the glider counter has to move here. Do I want to discard a card or place 1 threat? Man, that's tough. I think we'll place 1 threat on each ski. This will go to 2. This will go to 2. Let's go to 2. And we got an encounter card here. Symbiotic Thrall with a guard. And while there's a symbiotic environment in play, it gains patrol. And that's to us. Okay. So we have 1 tune counter here. We're at 6 health. Yeah, we kind of just want to get playing cards, I think. So let's do... let's just draw off Avengers, see what we find here. Maria Hill. That's not nothing. I think what we're going to do here is let's have our White Tiger swing on the Thrall. So he'll have 2 damage on him. Let's play down Maria Hill here for double resource. She's going to draw us a card. Got another Clarity of Purpose. Don't really need that, which means it's easy to spend here. Let's do a Clarity of Purpose here. That's going to deal damage and give us a tune counter. So that's 1, and then we'll spend Clarity of Purpose here for 2 to get down SPDR. Play only if you control a Web Warrior card. After add SPDR to your hand if she was defeated by excess consequential damage. So actually, to make it easier, we'll just say we did 2 damage to the Enraged Symbiote to knock him out, because I read the Guard and Patrol rules, but I don't want to refresh them. I think technically we could have thwarted all this stuff out, but I just don't want to deal with it right now, honestly, so we'll just ignore it for now. So we're still holding a lot of cards in our hand. I think what we could do is actually play the Swinging Web Pig, though, which could be pretty good for us. And I think we will end up doing that. The problem is, no, we want these guys to... This one can attack. I think we'll actually attack then. We'll swing for 1, 2, and then 3, 4 on Spidey. Go ahead and knock out this Thrall. So that should be pretty cool for us. And then I think we'll have Maria just go ahead and thwart for 2 on... I think we want to do the indirect, right? Oh, sorry. And then, yeah, we're going to ready up off of Spider-Man here. We want to thwart for 2 off of this one. And then... I mean, my idea is that I wanted to play Swinging Web Pig, but then I just realized that we kind of need all of them if you want to actually push. How much health does he have? He has 9 health left. We have all these cards. We might as well do it, right? There's no point in holding it. Let's exhaust the Helicarrier, reduce this to 2 cost, to a team building exercise. So we have to play this. It's 2 cost. So now it's a 1 cost, and I think we can spend a tune counter here pretty safely. It deals 6 damage to an enemy, bringing him down to 3 health. And then, so we're dealing 6 damage to him, and he's half confused. But he's stalwart on his other side anyway, so I don't think this is going to matter. We're going to go ahead and flip down here and recover by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 10. So that's going to give us a tune counter. So we had 1. That's going to give us another one. We're going to use a Daily Beagle to give us another 1. And I think that's it for us now. We'll still hold these cards in our hand, and then we'll ready up here. Okay. All these cards. Let's ready up. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And Americat is pretty good here, actually. If we can knock him, we can shuffle in the swinging web pick we just played. Oh, wait, that can be really good for us. Okay, all of these are going to go up by 1. Venom Goblin's going to scheme here for base of 2. I resolve the special ability with the glider counter. Ooh, okay, so this is going to go up to 4, 2, 4. He's scheming for a base of 3 here, so I think it's going to go 6, and then 7, and it's going to move to the one with the least. So it's going to be Midtown. We're going to take 2 indirect here, so we'll just take it on our identity down to 8. Okay, and then we have an encounter card. Joyride. Hinder 2 per player when revealed. Move the glider counter token to the main scheme with the most threat. Resolve that scheme's special abilities. So it's going to come in with 4. And so we're moving it to the one with the most threat and resolving the special. So it's going to go up. Wow, that so much threat was put on that turn. But I think that's good for us because we still aren't ready to push here. Okay. So I think we're going to start this off. We're going to go ahead and recover here. Back up to our max hit points of 12. And we have 4 counters. Then we're going to spend the Daily Beagle here to get up to 5 counters. All this is really good for us here, I think. But now we got to do some thwarting. So, yeah, I think that's all we need down here. Let's flip up. So what we want to do is just deal with all the threat on the board, it looks like. So let's go ahead and have... Oh, we're going to be drawing so many cards. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We ideally like to flip him this next turn, get as many counters here as we can, if possible. I don't think... Oh, man, it's going to be tough. We're just going to have to see what we can do. So what I want to start with is we're going to thwart for 2 here. It's going to bring this down to 2. Spider-Man is going to leave play. That's going to trigger to draw me a card here. Mass attack. I think SPDR is going to thwart for 2 off Joyride as well. That's going to clear it off. And then when she's defeated by excess consequential damage, she comes back to our hand. And then when a Web Warrior ally leaves play, we get to draw a card. We're going to make the call. Okay. So I think I want Hobie out, actually. If I think about this... Oh, sorry, I would have readied up off of Spider-Man. If I think about this logically, I want Hobie to attack into Venom Goblin next turn. When he's already flipped. I want him to attack into him when he's already flipped so that he breaks a tough and then his response deals damage to him. So I do want to set up Hobie here if possible. We just need to keep the threat low enough. So what do we want to do? We still want to get counters as much as possible. We do want to thwart this, I think. So I think we'll just commit to that. We're going to thwart for 3 here, bring it down to 5. We don't have Triskelion. I think it's in our discard, or are we drawing into it next turn? So I don't think we can realistically get... Oh no, Maria's going to actually be defeated from consequential here unless I leave her up, which I don't think I will. No, I don't think I'm going to leave Maria up. So maybe our lineup is... And we want to get a lot of allies down. I don't think I have the economy for it. Let's draw off Avengers, I think. With a Triskelion. I don't think we need it. I don't think we have the economy because we need 2 encounters to be able to play the 3 swinging web pigs. So yeah, this is tough. So I think to start, what I want to do, let's just thwart for 2 off of this one, I think. Maria Hill's going to be defeated. So I think that'll be okay with us. I think Upper Manhattan can be at 10. We want to see what cards we can play. So Captain America, we definitely want to play here. So let's do that. So let's spend team building exercise and helicarrier, I guess. So he'll cost 1. And then a mass attack. Let's get down Captain America. So when he enters play, give someone a high 5. And then we will place a 2 encounter. So we're at 6. And now we're going to shuffle a Spider-Ham card from my discard pile into my deck. It has to be the swinging web pig, right? Yeah, it just has to be. So we'll shuffle that in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 cards left. We're going to have 2 in our hand. We just need to be able to find the 3rd swinging web pig and then have enough economy to actually play them all. And then we might have the win here. Okay. All right. What else do we need to set up here for next turn? I don't think we need the Triskelion now that I'm looking at my hand again. Let me think about this. I think what my turn looks like here is playing down Hobie and playing down SPDR. And then keeping... Oh, we haven't even done Clarity of Purpose. Let's do that. Let's take a damage here. Down to 11. We're going to get a tune counter up to 7. So we're generating 1 wild resource here. Let's make this 2 and 3. Let's get down Hobie here. So we do have Hobie down. Let's go ahead and swing, I think, 1 damage on Venom Goblin here. Bring him down to 2, just so it's easy to pop him over next phase. Then we want... Speeder also only has 1 attack. That's kind of like my idea behind that. So yeah, we'll do that as well. We'll do... I want to spend both make the calls. I don't think we need Triskelion. Spend these 2 resources here. We'll play down SPDR. We'll have her swing for 1. Bring that down to 11. Then we'll have Captain America thwart for 2 off of Midtown Manhattan here. The main reason is that we want to take indirect to... We want to just stockpile as many 2 encounters as we can right now. We have these 2 cards in hand. How many cards left in deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have a draw off this, 1, 2, 3, and then a draw off Avengers. So we should be able to find all of them with this many cards left. Just trying to see if there's anything else I need to consider here. I don't think so. That's funny that I covered it as soon as I said that. Okay. I think that's it then. I think this is where we end our turn and see what Venom Goblin has in store for us for the last round. So let's do it. All right. If all our allies up, we have so many draws off the Web of Life and Destiny coming up. We have organic webbing. We've never got our hammer down, but I don't think we'll need it because I think we can do a triple swinging web pig. So let's do this. So we're going to go up to 4, up to 2, and up to 6. Venom Goblin's going to attack us. We're actually going to take this to the face. It'll be 3. Place 1 threat on each main scheme without the glider counter. Okay, so there'll be 4 damage. So this will go up to 3, and this will go up to 7. We're going to go ahead and wiggle our body here. Let's do our cartoon physics. When your identity would take any amount of damage, wiggle your body and prevent all but 1 of that damage. So we're going to take 1 damage here. That's going to go ahead and give us a tune counter up to 8. Awesome. Then the glider counter is going to move to the one with the least threat. So it's going to go to Midtown. We're going to take 2 indirect. We'll take it on our identity. Actually, does it matter if it's our identity? We'll actually take 1 on our identity and 1 on Hobie here because we actually want him to be defeated. So that also gives us a tune counter because it's not limit once per phase or anything when you take any amount of damage. 1 encounter card here. Shadow of the Past. Oh wait, I didn't draw up my hand. 2, 3, 4. Oof. Okay. So reveal your set aside Nemesis minion, put it into play, engage with you. This is not great. After the Green Goblin engages you. Oh my gosh. Dude, there's no way. So after he engages us, we discard all counters from each card you control. And then so the Green Goblin, when attacks the player, defeat the scheme. If he's not in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for him, put him into play. Oh my goodness. All 9 of my counters are gone. That is like the worst timing of all time, I think. Yeah, they're just all gone. That sucks so bad. I had all the setup and the Nemesis comes last second to foil the plan. Wow, okay, so I guess we've got another deck pass to plan around, it seems. Well, what can we do? Is there any way we can still defeat Venom Goblin this phase without all that extra economy? I think the answer is probably no, right? Do we try it anyways? Oh man, that's rough. That is rough. I don't really know what we do. I was gonna play Peter for my discard pile. No, I don't think there's any reason to worry about it. We just have to do yeah, we just have to set to let it happen. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna throw it for 3 off the side scheme here. It says when defeated, the Green Goblin attacks the player who defeated this scheme. So he's gonna go ahead and attack me here for a base of 2. He has no villainous or anything, so I'll just take it. And then after the Green Goblin engages you, discard all counters. Okay. So we do get a tune counter. We take 2 damage here, and he attacked us. Okay. What do we want to do? So we just need to get the board back in check once again, it seems. Maybe Americat will be our key to setting all of this back up again. So we'll see what we can do here. Man, that really sucks. I think we'll just do a team building exercise for Hogwash. Pow, bam, whack, smack, boink. Let's deal 5 damage to a minion here. Just go ahead and knock out the Green Gobbler. It's pretty efficient there, I think. I guess we're going to get our huge wooden hammer down. Let's go ahead and draw off of Avengers here. All 3 of our swinging web pigs, which would have been a quick and easy jump to the finish line here. It's not happening right now. So let's get thwarting. So we're going to have SPDR go ahead and thwart for 2. She's going to be defeated by excess consequential. So you want to jump back to our hand. When a web word ally leaves play, we get to draw a card. Drew into Ironheart here. So we actually do want to play Peter before we deck out. So let's do a Clarity of Purpose for 1 resource. Spend the tune counter for 2 resources. And then I guess the swing web pig for 3. I'm just not going to put the counter on. Let's get Peter out here. Just because he's just really good and we can clean up this board state somewhat well. Okay, so we have that out. Now let's go ahead and do... we actually can't let Hobie leave play at all because he's going to knock him... I guess it's not a forced interrupt, right? So I guess we do just let him leave, choosing not to activate it, which is so annoying here. Okay. That's fine. Let's go ahead and thwart for 2 off of, I guess, this one. We'll ready us up here. Then we'll thwart for 3 off of this one. We'll clear that off. Then I think we'll have Hobie here thwart for 2 off of this one. And we will choose not to use his interrupt here. So he will just leave play. And then we do get to draw a card off that. So we've got Petulant Pig. We get a face down encounter card. Get to shuffle up. It's good because Captain America... Oh, I guess we do have the hammer in the deck right now. So it's not too bad, all things considered. Alright, so we're shuffling all of that up. I don't know if I've been keeping track of improvised weapons really well, so maybe we can just get rid of that right now so I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I think we have to just spend the swinging web pigs, or at least we can spend one here because Captain America, if we tutor him back, can get it for us. So let's just get down. We want our hammer for sure here. So let's do this. One resource. Let's spend SPDR, right? 2 resources. Let's play it on Ironheart, actually. Let's draw a card. It's a mass attack. Then we will spend mass attack and petulant pig for our hammer. I don't think we have any tune counters. I think it's supposed to be for Spider-Man. After Spider-Man activated, I don't think I readied. I'll have to double check that. No, I think I did ready. Because I think I was doing the math in my head there. Okay, then what we want to do is we have a make the call. We have like things we can play. I just don't know how worth playing they are. I think what we're gonna do is just thwart for 2 off of this one, bring it down to 1, and then thwart for 1 off of this one, bring it down to 1. They're both gonna, it's gonna have 2 consequential. He'll have 1. Actually, did I ready off of that? That's actually a big thing because I think I wanted to flip down and heal. So I'm gonna go double check that real quick. Okay, yes, I did thwart 3 off of Midtown, so that's fine actually. I think then we're just gonna flip down and just keep it going and try and keep our resource things going. So let's use his alter ego action. Let's get a counter here, and we're just building our counters back up to try and knock him out here in the last phase. I think we'll keep all these cards in our hand. Draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, Triskelion's pretty good here. We found our third swinging web pick so fast. I just don't think we want that right now. And then we'll just ready everything up. Cool, cool, cool. So this is gonna go by 2, 2, and then by 1. Venom Goblin's gonna scheme for a base of 2. Oh shoot, I just forgot this is gonna move somewhere that I don't want it to move, but it's too late now. So it's gonna be 2, 3, 4 threat onto it, bringing it up to 5. Then it's after you activate, it's gonna move to the one with the least threat. So it's a tie. So we can choose to either place 1 threat on everything, or we can discard a card from our hand. I think we'll choose the discard here. So we'll just get rid of a swinging web pig. That's fine. Now we've got 2 encounter cards. So we've got the first one. Concussive bombs. After the villain attacks, you remove 1 bound counter, exhausted, and upgraded support you control. Then we have enraged symbiote. Okay, not too bad. Okay, that is back to us here. So what do we want to do? It's always the answer. We're gonna recover here up to 11, I think. It's gonna give us a tune counter. We're gonna use the Daily Beagle to give us a tune counter. We have +1 attack now. We've got Spider-Man in play. Like we have good things that we can do. It's just, I don't know. It's so, I can't get over what happened to us. All right, let's Avengers here, see if anything interesting comes up. We got an energy. Let's go ahead and flip up. 3 tune counters. Let's have Captain America go ahead and swing for 2 on the orange symbiote. It's gonna knock him out. It's also gonna knock Captain America out, so he is gone. Then what we want to do is maybe I think we get, maybe we don't have Captain America do that. Let's leave the enraged symbiote for now. What I want to do, let's spend a clarity of purpose, let's get a counter, and let's get on the Triskelion. So that'll go here. Then let's do a make the call for the power in all of us here. SPDR should be in my discard, right? Okay, so we are back. I forgot where I stopped. So yeah, we were replaying this out because actually it makes more sense to have Ironheart swing 1, SPDR swing 1 here. Knock out the enraged symbiote. He's going to be gone. And then what's going to go ahead and happen is we are going to have Captain America at 2 damage. So let's just have him thwart for 2 off of this. Bring it down to 3. And then what do we want to do now? So we already used our make the call to replay SPDR, but that's going to be pretty good in the long run for us. I think what we want to do is We just have helicarrier and things that we can't use super effectively. I think what we can do is actually get rid of the improvised weapons though. So let's do that. It's 1 and spend 2 counters here. Let's just overpay to get rid of the improvised weapons so we don't have to deal with this anymore. And let's go ahead and thwart for 2 off of, I guess, this one. And then he's going to take it, ready us up, and then we'll thwart for 3 off of Midtown. And I think that's going to be it for us. We'll just ready up here. All right, so we're readying up. We got 2 swinging web pigs in hand. And we're going to draw 3 cards, 2 and 3. Warrior of the Great Web is decent. White Tiger is decent. Let's see what we can do. This also has 2 bomb counters on it. So, all right, all of them are going to go up by 1, 1, 1, and then this. So what we want to do is he's going to attack us for base of 4 here. Do we want to just take this to the face? I think we'll just, if we take it to the face, it might be scary, but let's do it. Base of 4, 5, 6, 7 damage here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, down to 4. It's going to give us a 2 encounter. So we took it to the face. Then what's going to happen is the glider counter is going to move. Let's take 2 indirect. Let's go down to 2 here. We'll get a counter. We have an encounter card to deal with. Oh, Lord. Okay, we are exhausted. So it's going to surge into Symbiotic Thrall with Guard. Okay, so we played a bit dangerously there. We got some counters that we can use, and I think it kind of worked out for us. So, oh yeah, we definitely have to flip down and heal, though. So we're going to have Spider-Man go ahead and swing for 2 here. So we're going to do 2 damage to the Thrall. That's going to ready us up, and he's going to be defeated. Then what's going to happen is exhaust, remove 1, 2 counter, ready Spider-Ham. I think we could just swing for 2 here. That'll knock out the Thrall. Then let's actually exhaust organic webbing. I didn't even put a ready or exhaust on it because I haven't used it the whole day. Let's just do it so we can get a ready here. Then let's have, I guess, SPDR go ahead and thwart for 2 here. Drop this down to 1. When she leaves play due to excess consequence, she comes back to my hand. We also get to draw off of the Web of Life and Destiny here. So it's all really good stuff for us. Let's go ahead and get White Tiger down, I think. Spend these 3 resources for White Tiger. We get to draw equal to the stage number, so we get to draw 2 cards here. Okay, cool. We have all these allies that we can use. I mean, might as well draw off of this. Let's see. Draw into a mass attack. Let's spend a team building exercise here and the mass attack for SPDR. Then we can do this strength for Maria Hill. We can draw a card and to ham it up. Then we can do a helicarrier for the Warrior of the Great Web. And then we're just going to flip down and heal twice. We're just trying to build all these counters up. We can ham it up here for what's it called? I guess we'll take the discard next turn. So we'll ham it up on here to thwart for 3. Oh wait, but we actually don't want to spend the helicarrier on one of those. We actually want to take a damage, leave the helicarrier up. We want to take a damage to actually play the Warrior of the Great Web because it's going to give us a tune counter here. And we just want to keep stacking them up basically. Okay, we have all these swinging web pigs in hand, all these allies activations we can use. Cool. So now I want to just flip down here. Let's go ahead and recover. It's going to give us a tune counter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cover up to 6. Let's also use the Daily Beagle to give us another tune counter. And I think that's it. We'll just leave all our allies up. They don't really have a ton they can do right here. We'll just ready up. All right. Ready everything up. We're drawing up 4 more cards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. We can get down to Hobie, which is pretty good. We have all of these cards. No make the call though. So it's gonna go up to 2, 2, 1. We're gonna go ahead and use. He's gonna go ahead and scheme against us for base of 2, 3, 4 to 6. It's gonna move the glider counter to the one with the least scheme. Wait. Oh, I think I wanted the card discard, but I think I forgot. So we're just gonna place 1 threat on every scheme. That's fine. And we have 1 encounter card here. With webbed up, when your hero would attack, discard webbed up instead, then you are stunned. Okay, that's not too bad. Cool. So we're still just going to stack counters here. Let's recover for 5. We're going to go up to 11 here. So we get another counter. That brings us up to 7. And then we're going to use the Daily Beagle for 8. Then we're going to flip up here. They weren't going to keep, I don't think so, in hand because it's just a really good card. We're going to thwart for 2, thwart for 2, and thwart for 2. So let's thwart for 6. Let's bring this all the way down to 1. Let's draw a card off of SPDR leaving play. He got into a cartoon physics. Let's go ahead and do a team building exercise, get cartoon physics down. And then we're going to do can thwart for 8 here. I guess we didn't need SPDR to leave play, so we can actually leave her up and put 3 more on this. Actually, so we could actually thwart for 2. So sorry, there was 6 scheme there, but we have 8 threats. So we can actually just spend the Hammett up to clear this out and then do the other 4 thwarting. It can be here and then here. Yeah, that would have been 2 and 2. SPDR can actually stay up here because we don't need to actually get rid of her just yet. We can do is we want the swinging web pig. We might just have enough damage if we push it without the last swinging web pig here. So I think we're gonna end up doing that. Let's spend a oh wait, we can draw off of Avengers here. Ooh, make the call. Oh wait, no, SPDR has to leave play. I think I drew off of her leaving play. So we'll just say she cleared this out. That's fine. Yeah, I don't want to actually mess that up. I think what we want to do, how many cards do we have left in deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We actually want a Maricat, or do we want... Maricat does shuffle in our swing web pig. Or we can just have Peter and just have like a really good turn. I think we get Peter here. Oh no, but he has to have someone to activate. So I think a Maricat is for right now. So let's do a Clarity of Purpose here to go up to 9. And spend this double to play down Hobie. And then we will do... Oh, actually, we won't spend the Clarity on that one. We'll do an Avengers. The Clarity will be spent on the Make the Call here. We'll spend 2 of these resources to get down Captain America. Okay, he'll come in. Then we'll give someone a high 5. And then we place 1 Toon counter back, so we're back up to 8. And then shuffle 1 Spider-Ham card from your discard pile into the deck. So we'll put our last swinging web pig again back in here. Hopefully this is all she wrote. But we'll have to see what happens here. We have both of our cartoon physics down, so we're going to tank this next attack. Oh no, we actually have to ready off of organic webbing first. I forgot about that because we are webbed up right now. Cool. We'll exhaust organic webbing, remove a counter, ready up. Then we're going to attack. It's going to remove webbed up, but then we get stunned instead. All right, 3 cards in hand. We will keep the treachery cancel, I think. And let's just draw up here. Yeah, there's not a ton Hobie could have actually done here now that I'm looking at it because he couldn't leave play. Oof. Yeah, there was nothing to thwart, and if we damage him, we would have knocked him to the next phase. That's all right. Ready everything up here. Drop 2 more cards. 1 and 2. Found our 3rd swing web pig, so this should be all. It's all going to go up by 1. Venom Goblin's going to go ahead and attack us for 3. I'm going to go ahead and take this. That's 3, 4, 5, 6 damage here. We're going to wiggle our body here. Discard this card and deal all but 1 of that damage. So we take 1 damage here. We're going to get a counter here. So, yeah, we took 1. We got a counter. Then he's going to activate Claim the Throne. Let's move it here. Let's take 2 indirect. Actually, we can put it all on Hobie, right? Yeah, we can put 1 on Hobie here. And 1 on us. So yeah, that'll be good. Since we took damage, we get another counter. Down to 9. 1 on Hobie, 1 on us. Then we have 1 encounter card. Based on this, take 2 damage. You are confused. If you're already confused, this card gains search. So we're taking 2 damage. And it says when you take any amount of damage, place a 2 encounter. So now we're up to 10 counters. And we are confused. And that should be the end of Venom Goblin here. Let's just look at our hand, and we've got kind of like the victory lap, it seems. So cool, let's start it out. So what we're going to do first is we're going to have Maria Hill go ahead and attack here to knock him into the next phase. Yeah, so Maria Hill's going to go ahead and attack and knock him into the next phase here. So he's going to be at 21 health. And he has a when revealed, he has Retaliate 1, Toughness, and Stalwart. And he says deal 3 face down encounter cards to each player. So 1, 2, 3 here. Then what we're going to do, well, let's draw off Avengers because why not? Into a Clarity. So we have 3 face down encounter cards in front of us. He has a Toughness and 21 health. We're going to have Spider-Man go ahead and attack here to break the tough. He's going to take a consequential and a retaliate. So he's going to leave play. So we have an interrupt and a response. So we have +1 attack here because it's Web Warrior ally left play. So I don't really know how to put that, but yeah, we have +1. So now we're at 3 attack this turn because of the Warrior of the Great Web. We also get to draw off of the Web of Life and Destiny. So we do a Ghost Spider, and we also have an interrupt. We discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck and deal damage to the villain equal to the boost icons. So we have 0 damage. That's crazy. Okay. What the heck? Okay, so he dealt 0 damage, and at least he broke the tough. That's what he was there to do. Morov White Tiger swing for 2. Captain America had to swing for 2. So that's 4 damage here. He's going to take a consequential and a retaliate. So that's 4 damage done. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to 17. Okay. Then we have our wooden hammer here. So we can exhaust it and get +4 to an attack. Kind of sucks here that we don't have, we actually have to, oh no, we can just attack here, break our stun, which is fine. Then we'll ready up off organic webbing by spending a counter. So we're readied up. We have 3 attack right now, 3 base attack. Let's go ahead and attack here and exhaust our wooden hammer. And we'll get +2 attack and overkill. So we're going to deal 5 on this giant wooden hammer swing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's down to 12. We're going to take a retaliate here. And then when we take damage, you get a tune counter. So we're back up to 3. And this is kind of all she wrote. We have Swing Web Pig for 6, Swing Web Pig for 12, Swing Web Pig for 18. And then we probably had enough to also play down Ghost Spider, swing 2 more. But yes, that's 6, 12, 18. We're going to spend 3 counters for this one, 3 counters for this one, 3 counters for the last one. And so we deal 18 damage, deal 6 damage to an enemy and confused. Every time we would have taken a retaliate, so it would have been 1, 2, 3. We would have been down to 3 health. But that is Venom Goblin defeated. First try, which is crazy. I'm sure there was misplays and stuff like that, but I hope nothing too egregious. A first try on expert mode. Wow, that was crazy. This deck is so insanely strong and dumb. I don't really know what other adjectives to say. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to the table and check out the deck list. Wow, that was wild. Okay, so here you are with the deck list. Now, I'm going to get ahead of the comments real quick. I was ignoring a couple of attachments throughout the game, and hopefully they didn't make big impacts on the numbers. But this one I ignored, and I want to specifically call out because it actually has a forced response, and I didn't realize that when I actually put it into play. After the villain attacks you, it's a forced response, so you have to remove the bomb counter and then exhaust 1 upgrade and 1 support you control. But after looking back on my ending board state and whatnot, I should have had no problem doing that. The Daily Beagles, a support round, was an alter ego every turn. Organic webbing and the huge wooden hammers are also upgrades, and I didn't use them every single turn, so those should have been pretty easy to rest. I also had the Warrior of the Great Web out. I also had the Web of Life and Destiny that doesn't exhaust other than Across the Spider-Verse, so I'm sure it didn't make any huge difference. I think the Venom one, the one with Venom on the art, Insatiable Appetite or whatever, that might have had a bigger impact on the game because I don't think I was keeping super good track of that. Anyways, I think it was a really great game. And Spider-Ham, wow, let's talk about it. This hero is crazy. Obviously, Clarity of Purpose makes him even crazier for sure. It's just insane that you take a damage and generate 2 resources. There's no other hero in the game that can do almost anything like it. He has really low starting stats, but then he also has 2 upgrades that buff them, so he gets 3 thwart and 2 attack. His 1 defense doesn't matter because he has 12 hit points. He also recovers for 5, and he also has 2 1-cost upgrades. What's it called? The cartoon physics that all it does is when your identity you take any amount of damage, doesn't even have to be from an attack, will your body prevent all but 1 of that damage. He has so much survivability, so much economy. His events are so good. I mean, he was steady and stalwart, but His attack event confuses, so you can flip down, get encounters counters off the Daily Beagle. Super good, super crazy, and we would have won the game like 4 or 5 turns earlier if the Green Goblin didn't come out and literally steal all of our counters as we were going to make the final push. That was kind of annoying, but again, it was just showing how much control I had over the board by the end of the game. Let's go ahead and talk through the deck list. There's nothing special here. This is just 100% the strongest deck I felt I could make at this point in time with the current card pool. I was going all out. The Maddox did not matter for this match. I knew how tough Venom Goblin was, and I built appropriately, so let's just go with that. Let's look at our basic lineup here. So our basic allies, we're on Machine Man here because he's a good resource sink, because we might have had extra resources with the toon counters. SPDR because she can come back basically every turn. When she leaves play, we draw off the Web of Life and Destiny, and also when defeated, if she's defeated while she's taking excess consequential, you can bump her back to your hand. So you draw a card off of her leaving play. She also comes back to your hand, and she's just a consistent 1 attack into 2 thwarting every turn for 2 costs. Pretty solid. We're on Ironheart here. She replaces herself and draws a card. We're on Ghost Spider. She can find any of our great events, just like our Treachery Cancel, our Swinging Web Pig and whatnot. We did play her one time. She did do her job. Peter Parker is obviously the MVP in almost every single Web Warrior deck. The ability to just get a ready on command is so good. We played him off of Across the Spider-Verse. We played him off of Make the Call. Extremely good. Hobie here, we were trying to, kind of center our push around pushing him into phase 3 with Hobie to get his ability to deal damage to him. And then when we finally did get that opportunity, he whiffed completely and did 0 damage, which was kind of insane. But it is what it is. And then we have Nick Fury here because, he's a classic best ally in the game. Gets us that economy, gets us a block and whatnot. Venom Goblin does have overkill, and he does have that symbiotic monstrosity that gives him indirect damage. But for the most part, we're able to chump block his activations pretty easily. The finishing out our ally lineup, I'll just do it right now, is Maria Hill and White Tiger. Again, Maria Hill, she comes out to the field, can do some thorning for us, and then she draws us a card. White Tiger, when she's played from our hand, we draw X cards equal to the villain's stage number. Super good on Expert. We were able to draw 2 cards and then 3 cards when he was in stage 3. Finishing out the basic lineup here, we're on 1 copy of Across the Spider-Verse, max 1 per deck. We can exhaust the Web of Life and Destiny or our Identity if we needed to. We can search our discarded pile for a Web Warrior ally, put it into play. Super good for replaying Peter or whatever Web Warrior you need for the second, but it's usually Peter. Warrior of the Great Web was just kind of in here because if we had enough Web Warrior allies to leave play on the final phase, we could have buffed our attack up to like 4 base attack or something, and then readied off Organic Webbing, maybe swung for 8 by using some of our toon counters. That was an option for sure. We didn't end up doing that, but it was a direction we could have gone in. Looking at our supports here on a team building exercise, almost every single card in his deck is a cartoon. So you can play most of them for a discount. Web of Life and Destiny is just a must. When a Web Warrior ally leaves play, draw a card. Helicarrier and Avengers Mansion, core box goats right here, just really good for the economy, and then we're just setting up our economy for later turns to have huge turns. Looking at we're on the 2 basic doubles here because we have how many targets? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 11 targets to be cost reduced by the power in all of us. Not to mention the Make the Call, if we're playing for a basic ally, also works. Just makes a ton of sense. And then we're on the 3 basic doubles here: Energy, Genius, and Strength. Now we'll get to our leadership lineup here, which is not super complex here. Again, we were building for power first and foremost with this fight specifically. We're on triple Make the Call. It just lets us fetch any ally in our discard pile at the moment we need it. It's just 3 copies of every single ally, 3 extra copies of any ally that we need in our deck. Super good. We're on Mass Attack here, and you might be wondering, okay, I don't see this card very often. Exhaust 3 allies you control that share a trait with your hero. Deal X damage to the enemy, where X is the total attack of all those allies. So like, okay, it could go crazy if we had all the Web Warriors on the board. This is not why this card is in here. I almost never really planned on playing this even a little bit. If you guys know anything about Venom Goblin, you know the reason that this is in here. It's because we want to get rid of his advanced glider. This card is absolutely insane. I'm so glad we got to dodge basically every single card that dealt with it. Attached to the villain, force response. After the attached villain activates against you, it activates against you again. Limit once per round per player. And as a hero action, you can discard any number of attack cards from your hand with a combined resource cost of 3 or more. Discard this card. So the only way to get rid of that advanced glider at this point in time is to discard cards from your hand with the printed attack trait with the cost of 3 or more. And this is the only card I think in leadership even still to this day that has that properties. It's in here to get rid of advanced glider and nothing else. We also have the swinging web pigs for that, so we have 6 targets in our 44 card deck to get rid of the advanced glider. It didn't come up luckily, so we were able to move on with that. We're on 2 copies of Clarity of Purpose here. This is the card that kind of breaks Spider-Ham. You deal all damage to yourself to generate a wild resource. As a response, whenever he takes any amount of damage, you place a tune counter on him, and he can spend those tune counters as wild resources. So Clarity of Purpose usually only gets you 1 resource. Spider-Ham makes it 2 every single time. It's so crazy. 2 copies in here because we do want to find it early, often, and abuse it as often as we can. Then we're on the Triskelion. Because he has so much economy at a certain point in the game, we will have more than 3 allies, so this just gives us that 4th ally slot. Not a ton to be said about this deck. It is really just made for power. It is made to defeat Venom Goblin with the 3 mass attacks, and it did exactly what it was set out to do. But now we get to go ahead and talk about where Venom Goblin stacks with the rest of villains in this game. I don't think it's going to be very surprising. I'm sure almost everyone watching could guess, but go ahead and check it out, and I'll see you there. Okay. So here we are at the end of the Sinister Motives expansion box, and what else is there to say? But let's talk about Venom Goblin. So this is one of the 2 most infamous villains in this game, the 2 hardest villains in Marvel Champions, and most people say it's not very close, and I think I'm one of the 2. I think I fall into the camp where I have to agree. Venom Goblin is tough. He starts off with 2 scheme, 3 attack on his villain side on stage 2. He also has steady, and then he also comes in with a tough card. But a lot of his power really comes from his activations. Because he's steady, you can't slow his activations down, and how his activations interact with his main scheme are pretty tough. The first one puts 1 threat on every scheme in play. The second one, Midtown Manhattan, does 2 indirect damage to the player after he activates against you. The third one is discard 1 card from your hand. So depending on the hero you're playing, one of those is usually worse than the others, or like one of those is better than the others. It just really depends. Obviously, if you're doing a ton of thwarting, you're on Justice, you can probably do the thwart one pretty handily most turns and be fine. If you have a lot of survivability, maybe you take the indirect route, and if you have a ton of economy, maybe you're thwarting off of Upper Manhattan or Lower, I can't remember which one, the entire game, because you can take the card discards because you have enough economy to still play what you want to do. So that just means that he has like this consistent higher level tempo than any other villain in the game does, because he's always getting these extra effects. Now you can argue that Ronin's extra encounter cards does something very similar, especially in solo, because you essentially play like a heroic game for the most part, unless you cancel with the Milano. So that's why they're really up there. I think that's a bit fair, is like all of his schemes only go up 1 per player, but the catch is that all 3 of them go up every turn. So technically it's almost like it's 3 per player threat being put on the board every turn, which is even higher than Ronin if you're using it as a comparison. And then obviously the big thing is that his encounter sets and recommended encounter sets are really tough, and he starts off the game with 2 face down encounter cards in front of you. When you flip him to stage 3, he deals you 3 face down encounter cards. So he really leans you into a playstyle of trying to build up on his second stage as much as you can in order to not deal with those 3 encounter cards in the last phase and just knock him out in one fell swoop. That's what we did today, and it's usually the reason that I play that way is because I'm trying to get a win on recording, and also I like playing control playstyle. If you haven't seen that, I had a great video with the MCM guys, Kennedy Hawk, over on the channel talking about the control playstyle. But another reason is because I'm trying to get a win on a recording, and so, you know, if I'm playing for fun or playing with friends, yeah, sure, let's knock him out, let's take all the 12 encounter cards or whatever on the table. But if I'm playing for a win or playing for a recording, okay, we're gonna try my best to win as much as possible, and the easiest and most consistent way to win is to just not deal with the encounter cards in the first place and build up and stall until we can get the 3 swinging web pigs as you saw at the end in hand, and enough tune counters to just knock him out in one phase. That being said, Spider-Ham can kind of make it look like a joke. Like, again, the game was long and it was definitely tough, and the Green Goblin coming in and taking off all of our counters, that was definitely brutal. But all things considered, it was a pretty, like, it almost looks like he trivialized Venom Goblin a little bit. He has a lot of specific counters to him. The indirect gives Spider-Ham economy. He has the cartoon physics to kind of lower his big swings. He has all these access to wild, so he can get rid of all his attachments. And yeah, he just has really good economy, great survivability, great events. He's a super amazing character. I don't really have to explain that too much. But I don't think we should sell Venom Goblin short. He is definitely one of the toughest villains in the game for a reason. And the problem with Venom Goblin and why I wouldn't put him, and you'll see where I'm going to put him, I'm going to put him at second here, is for solo specifically. I think a Venom Goblin is tough but fair, and my asterisk on that is if you're playing a very good hero. He feels tough but fair. The problem with Ronan is he feels tough but unfair, and it's really hard to kind of quantify what I mean by that. I think it's the fact that Ronan can literally one-shot you off his like first activation if you're playing a hero that has like 9 health. It just feels like really bad to go against, Ronan just feels tough but unfair. But Venom Goblin, I could see, I had a lot of preconceived notions going into this, like, oh man, I'm not going to like this. It's going to be really tough. I could see myself revisiting this villain more times than I have. I think that was probably my 3rd or 4th play in total, and I've owned like the entire card pool for over a year now. But I kind of saw him in a different line. I'm like, okay, this is actually like not too bad. This is actually fun. I kind of like this mini game of the glider counter moving around. It wasn't bad. It was definitely a good time. So that being said, because he is that difficult but fair, and I think Ronan's difficult for unfair, I think 2nd place in S tier, easily in S tier. It's not even a question there. But 2nd place in S tier is easily where Venom Goblin goes. But let me know what you guys think down below. Who's your favorite villain now that we're done with Sinister Motives? And this is crazy. The mutants came up on us so fast. We're starting Mutant Genesis next wave. I can't wait to do that. There's going to be so much more fun and a couple of changes coming to the series, but I will outline that in the recap afterwards. Whenever I decide to upload that, maybe I'll take a week break or whatnot from the series. Time will have to tell, basically. Thanks so much for watching and chilling out. As always, leave a like down below, subscribe if you haven't already, join the Discord for some awesome conversations and whatnot. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.